So welcome everyone to our final meeting. I hope you've learned something over these 4 weeks. So this meeting will basically reflect on your experience and then have one final workshop and again, breakout rooms. So I would like everyone to go around and just look at these questions and just reflect on the past week, since this was the bulk of your essay work time. So I want to know, what did you work on personally during the past week? What issues you ran into while writing your essays, and what do you still need to work on? So
last week I submitted one of the applications for one of the summer programs that I'm going to apply for, and it was mainly just so the week before, like last week, I emailed my teacher about teachers' recommendations, and then the past week I mainly worked on my essay or my personal statement, and then one issue that I ran in was word limits because I had to cut down. The word limit was like 750, and I had like 1,000 or something, so I had to cut down like a lot of words.
This past week, I researched like different summer programs that I kind of wanted to apply to. And then I worked a little bit on my essay, but I think an issue I ran into was probably writing a little bit more on my essay to like try to make it more like interesting. And then I think I'll need to continue working on my applications for like the different.
I haven't I have, I guess, not really formal experiences with public speaking, but in terms of like speaking up in class or something, I tend to like choke up and get really nervous, and I have to like plan out everything I have to say.
Yeah, I think he was like pretty confident in the video, and he also inflects his voice a lot, like depending on how he wanted.
Right, good. That's a great point. He had a lot of variation in his tones of voice. So yeah, let's get into what are some of the key points in becoming a good public speaker. So first and most importantly, and this is what you guys also noticed very off the bat, is voice. So first, vocal projection, right? Vocal projection is the strength of your speaking and or singing, but in this case, we're talking about public speaking. So this is when you want to make your voice loud and clear. You want to speak so that the last person in the room can.
So you've been at this for the past 4 weeks, but I know that a lot of you aren't still done, and we didn't expect you to finish all your essays in 4 weeks. So here are some final steps after this sprint program. So first, finish drafting your remaining essays just like we did for the last 2 weeks, and use the brainstorming and editing strategies just discussed in the previous workshops. And also remind your teachers very nicely and politely to send in their letters of recommendation, because they have a lot on their plate right now, especially with online school, so they may forget, but I'm sure they will be very glad you will be very glad you reminded them if they do forget. And then also make sure you send any additional materials, such as transcripts, additional supplements, or I don't know, portfolios if it's like an arts program. So make sure you have those sorted out and you send them on time. And then finally, finalize your essays and submit. And then here's just a quick update slide, or just the refresh on one of our previous workshops on how to finalize your essay. So read it out loud, examine for typos and mistakes, and reflect it personally. So that's it for today. Thank you for coming. And if you're staying for the SAT workshop, see you soon.